First of all, thank you for doing this interview.
Oh, sir, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. What's the name of your show? You got a name of the show yet?
Yeah, the uh, Jeffrey Higgins show.
Jeffrey Higgins
Yep,
Show. Okay.
Jeffrey Higgins show.
Jeffrey Higgins Show.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Mason Prince, teacher, Jinx High School, director, Trojan TV.
When did?
Bench, 275.
Nice. Yeah.
Squat, 435.
It's on the resume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you start working at Jinx?
I started last year. So last year was my first full year teaching, first year teaching ever. And I love Jinx. I love this school. I knew that I wanted to work here for a really long time, and it was just a matter of getting to this point and being able to get here now. I mean, I graduated from here. I was a Jinx lifer here, played football here, all that.
Nice. What did you do before you started working at Jinx?
So I originally went to school, University of Oklahoma, to become a journalist, to become a broadcast journalist. So I went to OU, followed that path, and then I ended up in Macon, Georgia. And in Macon, I was a TV sports anchor. So I worked, what days was it? Wednesday through Sunday. And I was a weekend sports anchor, so I covered local high school sports in Georgia. I covered colleges, semi-professional teams. And then I did that for 2 years and went to Roanoke, Virginia. Worked in Roanoke, Virginia for about 6 months and covered Virginia Tech and University of Virginia and Liberty University, as well as high schools. Really loved that place. It was a beautiful part of the country. And then was just kind of ready to move back, to be back home closer to my family. So I got a job at Major League Fishing. It's a professional bass fishing league based here in Tulsa, and I was a writer for their website and magazine, and ended up becoming a producer. Helped produce video content, and written content for them, and did that for about 3 years, I think, 3 years, and then was ready to find a different path, and the Jinx job got created and opened up, and here I am.
Do you plan on staying in Jinx? Do you think you'd ever go back to sports journalism?
No, I really liked doing sports journalism while I was in it. It was a grind, man. Truly what it was. The people who are doing it now, shout out to you guys. It's long hours. My shift was basically 2 p.m. to midnight from Wednesday through Sunday. I was working weekends, and that's a hard way to have a family. I'm about to have a daughter soon, and just no idea how people do it with families. It's just really, really difficult. I loved the job though, but really, Jinx is where I want to be. Doing this is what I want to be doing, and I'm going to do it as long as they let me.
Yeah. Did you make Trojan TV?
Yeah. So I pitched the idea back in 2021 to the athletic department at the time, and basically saying hey, we need a live stream. Jinx needs a live stream. And I was working for Major League Fishing at the time. And they were like, yeah, we agree, but we don't really have that infrastructure, don't have a position for you even. And in the world of public schools, the gears turn kind of slowly. So getting that to finally become an official position took a long time. Shout out Kim Catterson. Shout out to Brent Suki for really believing in me and believing in this program to kind of get me to this position where we are now.
What plans do you have for the future of Trojan TV?
So right now, this last season was our first year where we did every football game home and away. So we traveled to road games, and that was a big accomplishment for us. We did 13 games in total for Trojan TV for football. We did every home basketball game for girls and boys this year. We're doing every home soccer game for girls and boys. We did a wrestling meet. We did a wrestling duel, I should say. We're going to do a couple baseball games, National Signing Day. We did a lot of different things. The Palm Fashion Show as well. We're just
You're also doing non-sports.
Yeah,
events,
the goal is to one day get to I guess this is a backwards way of answering your question, but the main goal is if Jinx is doing an activity, we want to be able to live stream it if the district wants us to do that. So you talk about band competitions, you talk about orchestra performances, you talk about drama performances, vocal music performances, anything like that. We want to be able to bring to people who can't come or are watching around the country. I can't tell you how many times this year and last year that we had multiple people from different parts of the country just say how thankful they were to get to watch uh, the football game or the basketball game or the baseball game or whatever because they weren't able to be there. It's really cool.
What do you think right now is stopping you from being able to live stream all of those events?
Really, just the fact that it's me. I don't have, I don't want to say help because the students are a big help. And they're the ones who run the whole live stream. Like I'm just there to make sure stuff doesn't burn down. You know what I mean? It's really about getting more adults on to kind of take on more of the responsibility. Because like you look at the, just for an example, the athletic schedule. Like if we want to do everything, that's a lot of nights and a lot of weeknights and being here a lot of extra hours, and it's just not feasible for one person to do all that. Yeah. So really, the more adults we can have in the room, because at this point, I feel like our kids are starting to get well trained enough that they can essentially run it by themselves. They just need someone there to make sure stuff doesn't break down, equipment doesn't break down, and they're careful with everything. So, yeah, really just bodies, honestly.
Which you're also a teacher. What would you say is your favorite part of teaching?
Probably the kids. Kids are my favorite part about teaching, which I didn't know what I would enjoy about teaching. I didn't really plan to be a teacher. They kind of, when they offered the job, were like, hey, if you want to run the live stream, we need you to teach a broadcast and digital media class. And I was like, hey, okay, I'll give it a shot. I've never taught before. Is that okay? And they were like, yeah, just fine. And getting to know the kids and building relationships, especially with the seniors who are, moving on and going on to do different things, that's super cool for me.
Which, have you had any kids that were seniors and went and have done something with media?
Yeah, so Peyton Suki is at Oklahoma State now, and she's studying journalism and media presentation over at OSU. And then Jack Denny is over at the University of Oklahoma, and he's studying to be in sports broadcast, kind of like I was. I think he'd be great at it, as well as Peyton. And then you have Kennedy Sponsler, who's at the University of Missouri, and she's focusing more on like the back end of sports broadcasting. So like she ran the camera for an ESPN broadcast for a Missouri basketball game this season. So like she's well on her way to doing great things over there in Missouri.
What would you say is your favorite assignment that you've given?
I guess it depends. For my digital media production class, I really like trying to get you guys as creative as possible without realizing how you're utilizing the skills that we've learned. So like you guys learned how to make a music video and kind of lip sync to that music video. Like that's really cool to me because that's a lot of different components. You got to learn how to, time things up right. You got to have creative editing techniques, multiple camera angles, all that stuff goes into that. So, and it allows you guys to really be creative and have some fun.
A lot of the stuff I've learned has just been from like, I want to know, like I know I can like turn this picture red, so I just like click a bunch of random buttons and eventually I figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then broadcast media, they're working on these things called packages and feature packages right now, and they're kind of self-contained news stories. And seeing kids, actually go through the motions of being an actual reporter and gathering information, writing their own script, shooting their own video, is really cool to see.
Yeah. Who or what inspires you most?
That's a good question. I don't know. I guess in terms of like my Jinx life, the person who inspired me the most was probably Coach Trimble. He was my old football coach, and just the passion that he had for not only this school but this community. He always let you know how special it was to be a part of something like this, and I think that's what makes everyone gravitate towards it so much. And that's part of the reason I wanted to come back. he had a massive impact on my life as well as an impact on everyone I know who interacted with him. That he had that kind of gravitational pull, was a great guy, and just really wanted to aspire to make him proud of you, even though he always was.
Yeah.
No matter who you were, if he knew you, he was proud of you just by being a good person, and he was always a really cool guy.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks,
Yeah,
Vance.
thank you.